is 24 years of age and just starting his second contract in the National Football League. And when he's done, he'll be a 28-year-old, having 4 more years under his belt, with his quarterback being Aaron Rodgers in his prime. It's all good for Randall Cobb, who joins me here on the Rich Eisen Show once again. How are you, Randall?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing fine. So let's hit the Wayback Machine a little bit to the free agency period. How close did it get for you to perhaps leave Wisconsin?
Well, it got pretty close. You know, my heart never left Green Bay, but, you know, from the business side of it, the standpoint of me going and visiting teams, we were a couple of days away from that, and fortunately enough, we were able to get the deal done.
So what was it that caused you to stay? Did the Packers hit a number? Did you have thought about who your quarterback would be if you stayed? What was your thought process?
Well, you know, once you get to that point, it really was just about seeing what the market value was, you know, and being able to weigh that with, you know, the window that we have right now with the Packers. You know, I think we're right there on the verge of something special, and I want to be a part of that. You know, I think we have the greatest quarterback in the game, a great organization, a great fan base, and when you play somewhere like Green Bay and you get to experience the interaction with the fans, I think it would be hard to go anywhere else and, you know, be able to have that same support and that same feeling that you get every time you walk out on Lambeau.
I'm here with Randall Cobb on the Rich Eisen Show. Now let's go even further back to the NFC Championship game. How often have you played that last 5 minutes out in your head, Randall?
You know, not too often now. You know, right now we're at that point where we're focusing on getting ready for this next season, the new wrinkles that we may throw in, and just working on your craft and getting better. You know, that's the main part right now. You can't really worry about that. It's so far in the past now that, you know, you just got to move on and got to continue to get yourself better and just learn from the mistakes that you made in those minutes.
So it's only when people like me bring it up is what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Out of sight, out of mind.
Would you like me to move on from that topic?
Yeah, I would love for you.
Okay. Well, no problem. I take requests here on the Rich Eisen Show sometimes. I've got Randall Cobb here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what about the aspect that Mike McCarthy is not going to be the primary play caller now? Is that the wrinkle you're discussing, maybe, that's being added to the offense?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think that's an obvious one from the outside looking in. You know, a few things in the playbook, a few different packages, a few different plays here and there that we're sprinkling into our different you know, our red zone package or our no huddle package, those kind of things, been able to put those in, the new plays that we got going in. But also, I mean, it's been a little bit of adjustment as far as the meetings go and who's running your meetings. You know, obviously, we're meeting as a group now, which I think is great. It's been a great turnout for us. I mean, as far as being able to understand more of what the quarterback's thinking and, you know, going about it that way.
Who do you think is your main competition in the NFC, Randall, going into the season?
In the NFC, I think our main competition is ourselves. You know, I've always been a person that, you know, I don't think it's something that another team does or another person does. It's what you do and how you handle it and how you're able to overcome that adversity or whatever you may face. I don't think that you can be defeated by anybody else. It's that mindset of it's you and you have to correct what you have going on.
So then what are you correcting of what you have going on? What is it?
For me or as a team?
For you.
For me personally, you know, I'm trying to continue to try to establish myself as an outside receiver, working on that this offseason, working on the little things and the basic route running principles and continuing to just hone in my craft. And, you know, that's the majority of the time to spend in the offseason is on doing that. And once you get in the season, you got to let everything that you've repped and let it flourish.
Did you see what Steve Smith called the young rookie wide receiver in Baltimore, DeAndre Carter? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. You know, my dad, he keeps up with everything that's going on, and he let me know about that.
Oh, he has the Google alert set for you?
Yeah, he got the Google alert on, okay. So anytime something happens, he lets me know.
What does it feel to you being a 24-year-old, hearing about other receivers being called a young version of you, Randall?
You know, it's kind of humbling. You know, for me, where I've come from and the opportunity that I was given and been able to capitalize on it and have a guy that, you know, I looked up to growing up in Steve Smith. Whenever I was moved to receiver from quarterback, back in college, my coaches, they compared me to a Steve Smith. So, and they were saying with that same body size, that's the kind of receiver that I would have to be successful in the league. So, that was definitely a guy that I've studied over the course of my career, and just continuing to learn from him and what he do. And just to hear something like that from him, I think is humbling for me.
Do you have the angry streak in you too? The Steve Smith anger gene? Do you have that? Where you?
I think I do whenever I'm playing. I think I play with that attitude, that mindset, and I think it's something that I think fuels us.
Do you bark at people then? If they bark at you, do you go back at it? Do you have that? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm one of those silent dogs.
Okay.
But if you let him out the house, he might bite you.
Okay, I hear you. Now let's talk about some stuff that's going around your team off the field. How come you weren't in Pitch Perfect 2, Randall? Do you not sing? Are you not a singer? How come you weren't in that movie?
I'm still pretty upset about that. I'm a big fan of Pitch Perfect. Mm-hmm. Our offensive linemen, they didn't think I was capable of being a part of the group. So, I got jostled out, but that's all right though. Hopefully I'll get another opportunity next year.
Yeah, Bakhtiari says, he got a tweet from Elizabeth Banks, or a follow from her, and then a DM, and it really wasn't her; it was really her husband. And then he took care of his guys. So, are you a better singer than, say, Clay and the rest of the guys who were in the movie?
I think I would have been able to come up with. Well, I'm not going to give it away. I don't want to give away the movie, but I think that I have some vocals. I've been working on those.
That's okay. It's been out. Like the whole free world has seen it. So go ahead, speak freely. There's no spoiler.
I was just going to say, I was kind of disappointed in my guys for not coming up with a song in that moment. All of them are big country music guys, and they listen to a lot of country music, and for them not to be able to come up with a song in that moment, I was pretty upset by that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the script, but the competitors in them probably didn't like that part of the script, Randall.
I know. They had to kick him off at some point.
And now I also saw your quarterback. I saw your quarterback rooting for the Badgers, and I saw him rooting for the Badgers against Kentucky. I saw that. I know you're a Kentucky guy. Is everything okay with you? And I don't want to stir anything up, but I am part of the paparazzi here, Randall. Is everything all right with you and Aaron on that regard?
Yeah, we're still not talking about that. We're trying to, just let that go out of our minds. Mm-hmm. That was a tough time for me, a tough few days to deal with that. I'm obviously a big Kentucky fan, and it was rough, but that's part of it. That's why you play the game.
He's out there getting credentialed, and he's sitting in great seats. I mean, where were you? Did you lose it out to Ashley Judd?
I'm one of those guys that fly under the radar. I was there, but I'm not going to be seen.
What do you mean? Were you in a suite? Where were you? Where were you?
No, my seats. I'm not fortunate enough to get as good a seats as he does. But I was with the team in the hotel and stuff, and been able to see some of the coaches and some of the guys that that was working with football when I was there, and in the athletic department. So just been able to spend some time with them. I was able. That's more of my thing. I don't really care about being seen.
Okay, so I can term it if I'm stirring up the paparazzi. You're calling your quarterback a front runner, who's putting it out there, right? Okay, am I right? He's a front runner who's got to be seen. Okay, am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
You're just
trying to stir it up.
Everybody wants to see where he is. Nobody cares about me. I'm just a little old guy. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I know what you're saying. So, in all seriousness, what do you think of the 7 kids leaving at once? The basketball program, boom, gone.
Hey, we just reload. That's what we do. Coach Kyle is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the game, and he just brings the guys in. So there's not a doubt in my mind that he's gonna get the guys in the right fit and put them in the game and make it happen. Okay.
Hey, Randall, I appreciate you calling in. We'll there's probably going to be a Pitch Perfect 3 because the movie's really done. I mean, they crushed it. So I think you have put it out there that if there is a Pitch Perfect 3, Bakhtiari needs to include you, or to heck with him. Let's just cut out the middleman and go straight to
the man.
Yeah, go straight, or the woman, Elizabeth Banks, and we're in. We'll get you in there. We decided that we got to get you better seats for Kentucky games. All right, I can say that. You don't have to.
You gonna work on it?
Yeah,
I'll work on that for me.
Trust me. You also have a Michigan guy there, Jake Ryan. You got a Michigan guy there that you drafted right there for your defense. I think you'll like him. He's really good.
Okay. Okay.
I'm giving you a scouting report, too. I'm just trying to
All
leave you
right.
better.
I'll watch out for him.
Okay, you do that. Randall, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. That's Randall Cobb, right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.